You just moved here. You have a beautiful tech job and a beautiful secretary and beautiful boss. And you're like, what do I do with my life, with my space? Hey, maybe I should put a picture on the wall, you know? And you go to IKEA and you see like tripped out John Lennon, you know, and you're like, well, this doesn't really connect to the now, you know? So you get a local art piece that supports a local artist that is so beautiful and of the city that you're about to spend time in. And you while you look at that beautiful picture, you listen to amazing local music that tells you the way the wind blows through the city, through the lens of a poor, just beautiful, boyish coffee barista who's just, him and his girlfriend have sexy romantic times on rooftops where they cry and they talk about life and poetry. And you walk down the street and you're happy that it's filled with dramatic, crazy, idiosyncratic restaurants where you can dip your tongue into some flavor palette of love. You go back to your tech job and you're like, wow, what a great life I live. I'm not living in a dystopian white-walled death trap. I'm living in a beautiful flower box of just passion and real people.
The rest of Texas, like, I can dress like this and I'll get like called out, like, what are you wearing, what are you doing, are you okay? But here, everybody just appreciates each other, and I think that's what I love about Austin.
I've lived a couple different places and played in different music scenes, but this is one of the places where I feel like people just care a lot. And you can have crowds of like 100 of your best friends, and they're just cheering you on and supporting you. And I think the connectedness in Austin is definitely what separates it from cities like Los Angeles, for sure.
No matter what kind of music you want, as edgy as you want, as mellow as you want, there's a local artist who will blow your socks off. It's the cultural soul of our city. It's the spirit, it's the tone, it's the message, it's the energy that underlies this whole city.
Well, the owner of the Hole in the Wall told his employees about 2 days ago that he could be shutting down the business for good in a matter of months. The reason? Rising rents. Now, this comes as the city council sets aside money to try and keep places like this open.
Holy Mountain was like a small venue where like small bands can play there regularly and hone their craft and like practice playing live music. And I don't know where else they can get that. Red 7 was perfect for mid-size. It was like the only like mid-size venue that was good for touring bands. So I do feel like it'll change a bit, but I feel like it'll also help because now everybody's like trying to do their best to help each other out and like keep the music scene from dying.
These venues are the platforms for artists. Like, they are the platforms for Austin's creative voice. the sentiment going around that the Austin music scene is like decaying or dying or on the downfall, to me feels like just not accurate.
That there's growing hysteria? Yeah, I would say that that's true.
Is it true that Austin music is dying? Is that...
No. I'm the executive director of Austin Music People, and what that means is I crash a lot of meetings, and now music has really over time become a part of the city's conversation, which it should have been from the beginning, but we'll take it. We'll take it now. I know it gets a lot of press coverage when a venue closes. It doesn't necessarily get as much press when a venue opens. Social media is probably more of an issue than mainstream media is, because it's so easy to hit forward or share without actually clicking on the article and reading it and seeing if it's correct. Do we need to be attentive? Do we need to be vigilant? Do we need to make sure that we're keeping an eye on the health of the Austin music industry? No question. But is it in imminent danger of collapsing under its own weight? No, it's not.
This is where the Rafa shit goes down.
My name is Chris Stock Davis. I'm the president of RAPA.
I'm Paul Grant, aka Eyelid Kid is my artist name. I am the record label manager.
We make records, sell records, make books, collections of hundreds of artists from around the world. Mostly our Austin artists. We put mixtapes in them, and we distribute them around the nation.
As far as like departments go and how it's like split up, there's the record label that Chris and I run. There's the publisher that's like print and press, poems. So all of them are, you know, different kind of organizations that are mothered by RAPA. We host Ditch the Fest just to get away from what was happening with ACL, which is basically outside sources, outside money, and entities coming into Austin to kind of have their little like powwow over at ACL, over at Zilker, which like, you know, it's cool, and like love a lot of the bands that play it and would love to play it at some point. But for the local scene, it just felt natural to kind of create our own festival during that weekend, a celebration of local art, you know, a celebration of like all the bands that are around us that aren't playing ACL, that are like super important and like super talented, you know.
Music is a massive economic engine. It brings in billions of dollars. It creates thousands of jobs.
What artists can do and what creatives can do is just create, you know. It's like you take away East Austin, we'll create like something in North Austin, or something you take away North Austin, we'll create something in South Austin. And that's why like creatives, like, you know, will always be around, because people will always be creating new things.
It seems like what we want to be is like a symbol of hope, that you can pursue your dream and have it come to fruition.
If someone made something really great and creative in their Austin cave, like push it out there, you know, like let it get to LA and New York, let it get across the world to Canada, like, you know, let it spread.
It's just about getting that message to the people. Hey, give a little bit more money to the artists, to the musicians.
You're seeing your city change and you're seeing like beautiful things pop up, but then they also get like taken away, you know.
If you believe in Austin music, you don't have to be a millionaire, but you can make a real difference just by paying a $5 cover and hearing 4 local bands and having 1 fewer beer so that you can cover the cover. That's what I would ask, is take care of your own.
Yeah, I think right now you could paint a sad song, you know, of what's happening, but you could also, I mean, you could paint a sad song. We could put out the media of like, oh, Austin's dying and the music's falling and like, god damn it. Or the other song is like, oh my god, have you heard these bands? Have you seen how good they are? Have you seen this release, all the releases that are happening? They're phenomenal, and it's here, and it's awesome, it's now. We're not dying, we're thriving.
What kind of son did you think I'd become when I left my dust in the halls of your home? What kind of path did you think I would pave when I left your trails for the open?